Hi everybody, Tom here. I'm just outside of Cleveland, Ohio today, and it's, let's see, the end of February, and I'm just walking through a park, and thank you to Gretchen for taking some video. Standing next to Platanus X Acerifolia. The Acerifolia means it has leaves like an acer, sort of, kind of, maple-like leaves, Acerifolia, but the X means that it's a hybrid. And Platanus X Acerifolia, otherwise known as the London plane tree, is a hybrid between Platanus occidentalis, the American sycamore, and Platanus orientalis, an Asian sycamore. They're planted a lot in North America and throughout the world, really, because they are, well, they're great trees, but it's not a naturally occurring thing. The hybridization is pretty much accepted to have occurred in the late to mid 1600s. But there's some argument about whether it first happened in Spain or in Europe. And what had happened was that the Asian and American sycamores had been collected, probably by world travelers, obviously, and planted nearby each other and hybridized. And then someone got one of those resulting seedlings and named it. People argue about these things forever. And if you look into the history of the London plane tree, you'll see that there are many named hybrids and named varieties that essentially describe the same tree. As a street tree, it's superlative. It's incredibly tolerant of compaction, incredibly tolerant of pollution, poor soils, extremes in temperature, lack of oxygen, which comes with compaction, flooding, drought, what have you. And probably most importantly, it's a bit more resistant to the sycamore anthracnose, which is so hard on the American sycamore. If you're a sycamore lover like I am, you'll see that in the late spring, it's very common for the leaves to get all crinkly and to fall off. And then several weeks later to a couple of months later, they'll put out a new set of leaves. It's very common, and because it's such a tough tree, it's not life-threatening. That said, it's very unusual for the American sycamore to be specified by designers and landscape architects because of this problem. I promise you it's not life-threatening. There are some things that you can do to help minimize the impacts. There's even some systemic fungicides that you can use. But personally, I just tend to let sycamores be and let them be beautiful. Sorry, we were talking about the London plane. Also a great tree, not naturally occurring, but this is the one that you'll see be specified more often by designers and landscape architects. It's a little bit smaller in stature, a little bit less contrast in this amazing blotchy bark that you saw on the tilt on the way down in this beautiful afternoon light. So it's the whites are not so white. It's a little bit more like a creamy green on the light side, and you have this stereotypical exfoliating bark, which is also awesome about both the London plane and the American sycamore, and probably about the Asian sycamore. I have never been there to visit it, but I would look forward to seeing them one day. Platanus X Acerifolia, the London plane tree.